Hello and welcome to Dragon Quest Builders 2, Part 23. Rat, 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 I can see it in your eyes. There's still copper in these mines after all. Let me take a closer look. Yes, this is top quality crumbled done copper, alright. You won't find any finer than this. Seems the mines have a little life in them yet. Sorry to butt in, but I spoke with Goldilocks while you lot were scurrying down in the mine. He says that the more metal we can give him, the more his strength will return. And once he's got all his powers back, he can use them to fill up the mine with precious materials again. It'll be like the gold rush never ended, he says. Is that so? Then perhaps he'd benefit from the copper that Rat just brought back. Can't hurt, can it? And we can't exactly leave him in this state, poor old thing. I say we give him the copper. Is that copper? Copper not enough. Need gold to become gold golem. Strong golem. When strength returns, metal returns too. But copper stronger than stone. May become copper golem. Stronger golem. You give me copper? Thank you, friend. Throw copper at me and become part of me. Throw very hard. Core blimey, that's breeding brilliant. You've turned him into a copper golem. Hold up, only his head's gone copper. What about the rest of him? Boo-hoo, me looks silly. Need more copper, maybe 1,000 lumps? 1,000? Pull the other one. That's impossible, surely. I wouldn't say that. The mine might not be what it once was, but there's got to be more copper down there. Digby, look what I found. I had a bit more of a dig about, and that mine is chock full of copper. Look at all this, what I brought back. Is that it? Is that bleeding it? He was always a litty little skeever, Doogie. Give me a break, Digby. I'm the only geezer doing any work around here, and I ain't even got a pub to unwind after me shift. How am I expected to keep me morale up, eh? Always with the excuses. Why don't you stop moaning about morale and get on with your job? Don't be so harsh on him, Malroth. Mining ain't no holiday in the sun, you know. It's hard graft, dirty, dark, and dangerous. The lads have some way of getting off steam. I'll help with that layabout let off steam by cracking a stick head open. That should get rid of all the hot air. Let's save that one as a last resort, eh? I think I got a better idea if we can get all the gold per Goldilocks needs. It pains me to say it, but as things stand, we ain't getting our hands on 1,000 lumps of copper anytime soon. But if we could give the miners something to look forward to after another day's work, it might motivate them to work a bit harder. And I know just the thing. All we need to do is give them their old pub back. You mean rebuild the pub? Exactly. The walls have fallen down and there ain't much more furniture left, but that's where Dad's pub used to be. The first thing I want to tell you is to tell you how to make a cocktail counter. Just plunk a cocktail shaker down there on the bar where Dad can see it. You'll probably have to make it out of copper, but I ain't an expert. If you need metalworking tips, Magrock's your man. You're looking cheerful as always, young man. What business has a lad got you with an old-timer like me? So you want to make a cocktail shaker for the pub, but you don't know how to do it? I'm sure you've heard already, but crafting's forbidden in these parts. I used to smith myself, but I doused my forge some time ago. You see, the mine dried up and Crumbaldom's glory days were over. In fact, it wasn't so long ago the children of Hargon seized control of the island. Their teachings seem to take root in no time at all. Just about everyone here is a believer these days. Still, blacksmith's fire never truly dies. As this is for Babs, I'll teach you what you need to know. I trust you'll keep our little arrangement secret. Before you can work with it, you'll have to turn the raw copper into copper ingots in the roaring fire of a forge. So you better start by making yourself a forge, eh? We'll pull it up at the workbench, put it down around here, and then the forging can begin. need stone. Alright, let's head back. I can't make doors. So that's unfortunate. Once I get a door, I'm gonna make that bathroom shine. It'll be all great. Anyways. Aha! So you built your forge. Argon won't be happy about that, but in for a gold coin, in for a gold bar, as they say. Time to get forging. Alright, let's start by making some copper ingots. I gotta wait for it. Wait for it, wait for it. You made the copper ingots. It's just like the children of Argon say. You builders are fearful creatures. Why, if I hadn't hung my own anvil already, you'd have put me out of a job. Just remember that the metal you find in the mines is as good as useless unless you smelt it into an ingot. If you ever need more coal, you'll find plenty down the mine. You know, I'm not without my reservations, but I think Babs might be onto something with this idea of using Den's pub to light a fire under the miners' behinds. Alright, Rat? Did Magrug teach you how to work metal? Now you can get cracking on that cocktail shaker. Just make sure you place it on the bar when you're done and make that cocktail counter, yeah? That way Dad will be sure to spot it. Thanks, Rat. That cocktail counter is just what we need to get these miners and me Dad motivated. What the? I can't believe me mince pies. Is this a cocktail counter? Me pub, it's back. Alright, lads. Digger's Jigger is on the house. I did mention me Dad used to be landlord of this gap, didn't I? The miners used to come here every night to let off steam, but they always backed down at the pit at the crack of dawn the next morning. I was only a little girl back then, but I remember how happy they always looked. You could say him and the miners were my heroes. And now that you're here, Rat, I get the feeling we could rebuild the pub and turn this island back into the hive of activity it once was. I know it's a big favor to ask, but will you help me? Yes. Thank you so much. I know you had a good art. I just wish we had a few more good miners. But where are we supposed to find any around here? No matter how hard Doug and Digby work, there's only two of us. Any bright ideas, Rat? What are you grinning about? Did you think of a way to bring in more miners? We can use the builder's bell, you say? Are you talking about that old thing? When you ring it, the sound draws people in and you become a better builder? You don't say. Well, you better give the thing a ring then, hadn't you? The population of Rat Space just got a little bigger. Rat learns a ton of new recipes. What the bleeding Nora is that sound? I ain't heard anything like it. It worked! It really worked! We found ourselves some new miners! I can't remember the last time I felt this way. I had this uncontrollable urge to make things again. Get you, Rat. We invented full flagons, barrels, and collections of bottles. Why, that's all stuff for the pub. That ain't all. We figured out how to make keg counters and copper wall blocks, too. I just hope there's enough copper down below for all this. You've been here 5 minutes and already you're inventing new stuff. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were getting into this. Core, you builders are something else. I ain't felt this full of beans since breakfast. Seeing as you brought him here, you best say hello to our new arrivals. Go on, give him a big, proper, crumble-done welcome. Watcha, we heard the sound of the bell and came over to see what the commotion was. What's going on here? And why does it reek of metal? You're a builder? And not only that, you're rebuilding the pub and mining again? The children of Argon won't stand for it. I'm telling you, the Underseer will hear about this. Well, you lot. Hang about, Babs, is that you? You was nothing more than an ankle biter last time I saw you. How the time flies, eh? Me and Rat have decided to get the mine up and running again. I want you to give us an hand. But that's your say in the eyes of Argon. I'll never forget when the mines dried up in the Argon band building. There was nothing left for us here. You was wailing, begging us not to go, but we had no choice. It was hamstrings versus heartstrings that day. I know we go back a long way, Babs, but we believe in the Master of Destruction now. We might have abandoned the mine, but we can't abandon our faith. But as long as the children of Argon don't hear about it, we're all yours. If we keep digging nice and quiet, it won't do no harm. 3 more miners move into Rat's base. Okay. When you rang that bell, those miners came running like moths to a flame. Now they're on board, we should see a nice little upturn in the output. Rat! You know, we was wrong about you. The monsters blinded us to the truth, but the glorious sound of that bell snapped us all back to our senses. What he means is, we've finished with the children of Argon. From now we want to help you build stuff, innit? That's settled then. You've done so much for us already, Rat, but things are only just getting off the ground. Why don't we go and tell Goldilocks about the plan? Poor thing thinks he'll never be back to his gold self again. Hello, Babs. Hello, Builder. You find a way to get metal for me? Hi, Goldilocks. Listen, we got something real important to tell you. Let me know if I miss anything out, won't you, Rat? So, we think there's a way to get more metal out the mine, and we need to motivate the miners first. That's why we're going to build a pub. That'll get them digging away like Billy O, and whatever metal they find, we'll hand it over to the U. You'll have your old powers back before you know it. And when that happens, the Golden Age will return, and the copper, silver, and gold will be flowing through the tunnels like shiny rivers. Babs, very clever, very pretty. Me like you very much. But gold very deep underground. Very little gold. Need copper first. Become Copper Golem. You heard the man, Rat. We need to get mining, which means we need to build a pub to make the miners motivated to mine. Reckon you can rustle up a nice blueprint for us? Rat, this is brilliant. It's the pub of me dreams. It's the old copper bar. With a pub like this as our local, we can unwind after an hard day and get back in them mines bright-eyed and bushy-tailed every morning, ready to dig up even more metal. Ain't about it, Digby. That's easy for you to say, but you ain't seen the damage the children of Argon have done down there. The place is in a right state. We've got some serious repair work to do before we can even think about picking our picks up to pick more holes in the tunnels. Big coincidence. Me have favors to ask, same as your favors. Not copying, honest. First favor, fix tunnels. Mine tunnels have bad damage. Dangerous. Make tunnels safe. Miners go deeper in tunnels. Get more metal. Second favor, make nice bar. With nice bar, miners do more mining. Get more metal. Give me 1,000 lumps of copper. Me become copper golem. So first things first, we gotta get this manor a makeover and get me pub serving again. Rat, you're the key to making this happen. Yeah, and make it a good one, will ya? With games and waiters, ooh, and dancing girls, dressed up in cottontail costumes, just like the good old days. If we had a fancy gaff like that to roll into at the end of a shift, we'd be motivated like nobody's business. If it'd help that much, I don't mind being a dancing girl. Core blimey, you ain't pulling me leg, are ya? You'd really do it? For realsies? Truth is, me mum used to be a dancing girl. Seems kinda right that I follow in her footsteps. Is that right? Go on then, Babs, get the fishnets on, for your old ma's sake. Nah. Look, lads, I know your game. If I get all dressed up in fancy dancing clobber, you lot are just gonna sit around staring at me when there's work to be done. Tell you what, once we got the pub up and running again, I'll think about it. Get in! Oh, Babs, you made me very happy miner. If bar built, pretty lady look even prettier, then must build pub, must mine metal. Me want to see too. Get a grip, Goldilocks. We've got enough boneheads around here without you turning into one too. Alright. We got something to live for now. We're building the old copper bar. Core, I can't wait to see the old place blooming, even bigger and brighter than it was before. I know the boys will be just as fired up as I am. Soon enough, the metal's gonna come pouring out of that pit, which is why I need you to do me a favor. As you know, Rat, a typical miner gets up at the crack of dawn and spends all day digging down the mine. Evenings are for stress relief and are spent in the pub. But before we can start letting off steam, we always gather together in the middle of town and announce what we dug up that day. That's where you come in. We need a place to turn in our finds and deliver the daily report. In other words, an accumulation station for the excavation declaration. Rolls right off the tongue. Back in the old gold rush days, we used to do it over there, right next to where Goldilocks is sitting. But we can't just go chucking our precious metal on the ground. Oh no, we'll need a trio of chests to store it in, just like the good old days. That'd be some top-notch chest placement, Rat. The acclimation station is exactly as I remember it. Now we're ready to get mine again. Let me go over the nuts and bolts of the job one last time. As our star builder, you're in charge of fixing broken beams, removing rubble, and making the place safe. Once you've shored up a section, Dougie will lead in the lads and get them to put to work. Then every evening we'll tot up the days all, read out the acclimation declaration, and over the copper to Goldilocks. Of course, it'll stick in our craws to give our hard-earned loot away like that. Once Goldilocks is back to full strength and the mine's bursting with gold again, we'll be rolling in it. The declaration takes place every day as soon as the sun goes down. We'll always ring a bell nice and loud before it starts so everyone can hear. Down in the mines, you lose all track of the time, but if you keep an ear out for the daily report, you'll know when it's time to head back up top and hit the hay. Need glass for that. So we need iron block, copper wall, lantern, stone stool, botters, full flagon, pub sign, leather sack, dartboard. We haven't unlocked all those recipes yet. Oh, we need fur for the stone stools. How do we get fur? We need some diggers jiggers for these. Make them bottles. Oh? Learn a new recipe. Two lanterns. Well, we fixed up the bar a little bit. We just need some more things. And I think this is a good part to end the video at. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.